This is Lauren.
This is Peter.
And we're with Action Heroes LA, and we're doing something a little different. Every so often, we take a left turn or a right turn, a left turn, and do something different. Instead of doing a movie,
We're doing a play.
we're doing a musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, a musical. So, a musical play.
I still call
Anyway,
it a play.
Anyway, a few weeks ago, my brother and his wife got tickets to Tina, the Tina Turner musical. And because at the Pantages Theater here in Hollywood, and because the Pantages is old and they don't have elevators, my mom was supposed to go, but she has some mobility issues, and no elevators wasn't going to happen. So Peter got the extra ticket.
Dun, 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 dun.
Anyway, and we saw Tina the
Yes.
musical. And were you looking forward to seeing Tina the musical, or you was like, it's a free ticket?
It was like, no, I'll go see it.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's a night out. But it's kind of nice in the theme, because we were celebrating Little Richard as the king of rock and roll, king of rock and roll,
being poured back onto
the
the
dipper. And so now
onto the world.
we get to celebrate the queen of rock and roll, who did pass away just a few months ago. Rip Tina Turner. So it was, I felt good. I was like, yeah, let's, I never got to see her in concert. It's one of those things that's like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, Tina the musical, what did you think?
Well, one, I did see her a lot on the Tonight Show, with Ed Sullivan, that whole thing when I was coming up. And I always thought she had, her and the Ikettes had a lot of energy, and
yes, they did.
they did a lot of stuff. I realized later that there was actually more songs that I really enjoyed of hers.
Her repertoire.
Yes. And her new songs.
Her newer songs, yeah. She had quite a streak of hits in her comeback when she came back.
And
post Ike.
I actually really liked the movie.
Okay, What's Love Got to Do with It?
What's Love Got to Do with It?
Angela Bassett as Tina Turner, who was nominated for an Oscar for that performance. And that movie's a classic, Anime! Eat that cake, anime!
But
so this is, I thought this music, it's been a while I've seen the movie though. And I thought the musical was kind of, in ways, maybe expanded on her story, in a way, because the musical is a little over 3 hours long with an intermission. So, one of the movie was probably about 2, maybe a little less than 2.5 at the most. So they could do a little more. But I really enjoyed it. I thought they call it a jukebox musical, which means no original music was written for the story. They just take her songs and they incorporate them into the story of her life. And I thought they did a really pretty good job of having the songs fit what she was going through. And if you know Tina Turner's story, she was discovered. But she was from Nutbush, Tennessee.
Nutbush.
I didn't realize the dynamic between her mom, like her mom abandoning her, her dad abandoning her, her grandmother raised her and then sent her to live with her mom in St. Louis. So there's a very tense relationship between her and her mother. That's interesting. Then, her relationship with Ike, who discovers her and, names her and names Little Miss Anime Bullock into Tina Turner, turns her name into that. But he's very abusive towards her.
Yeah. Well, as far as the musical goes, I thought the first half was somewhat boring.
Okay, really?
But I thought that only because I'd seen What's Love Got to Do with It.
Okay, you were familiar with that.
Yeah, I was familiar with that. But the thing is, they dug deeper and told things, and I was just like, wow, I didn't know that. Like the dynamic between her and her mother. The movie didn't go as deep
into it. Yeah.
So there was a lot of that in the second act. I was wild.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay.
Oh, I was.
See, like, we're going to have a difference of
wow.
opinion of that, because I preferred the first act to the second act. Although what I appreciate about the second act, I didn't realize how much and we were able to expand on her struggle after she finally left Ike. She was able to get away from him, and how hard life was for her, and how much how much of a risk it was for her to take to. Right.
And the industry
have a career,
didn't want to take a chance on her.
And I'll tell you the problem. So the first half, I like that it goes by fast because they have to tell that story that the movie told in a fast sort of way. So in that way, it kind of moves a little too fast. But I thought they were able to expand upon Ike's background. So you can kind of get where he was coming from and maybe why he was the way he was. It doesn't excuse it at all, of course, but...
No, Ike was just an asshole.
Yeah. Well, he was he was a problem. He was problematic. It's all in a way, everybody has their struggles and they let you understand his, but it's all in the way you decide to handle your struggles. And he decided wrong. So... but they give you some insight into his struggles and his frustrations and stuff. And he wanted credit. He didn't really get credit for his musical talent, and just everybody seemed to, come along and.
The thing is, I would actually like to know a little bit more about Ike. He was controlling. He was, he was an asshole.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of talent there.
Yeah. He talked about his relationship. Like I said, it expanded on his relationship, what happened to him growing up in Mississippi with his family and little background, that you understood where he was coming from. But, like I said, doesn't forgive it. He was still an asshole. Yeah, everybody. It's how you decide to deal with. Everybody has trauma. Everybody goes through shit in life, and it's how you decide to come out. You don't have to.
Now,
the other side.
Now I thought the first act went slow.
Okay.
And I think that was because they were trying to give as much detail. As they could about certain things, because just going a step or two further, it told something else, something much deeper. And like I said, the final act, I thought, well, in certain ways, I thought it went fast, but there was some untold things that were told there that I didn't realize about her in her second act of life and going, and of course, who wants to see and hear from a 40-year-old singer? No one. But it needed to be, and it was really good.
Well, yeah, because fucking Tina Turner. She was hot into her 80s. She was awesome. But yeah, I want to get in this things I probably didn't like in the second act. What bugged me was the characters of what was his name? The guy who was. He was trying to. I didn't like how they played it more comic. You had this first act, you got abuse going on and all that, and it's kind of serious and dramatic. And the second act feels like a sitcom sometimes, in terms of the British guy, or he's Australian. That's he's trying to get her signed.
He's trying to bring her back.
Trying to bring her back, and his accent was a little over the top and then there's comical scenes between her, and the musicians that are working on her music and stuff like that, and it's.
But I really liked the way he was standing by her.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. I just like the way they chose the performances of that. Mm-hmm. And I did see the show twice. I did finally get to take my mom to see it at a theater where she could. That was more ADA compliant than the Pantages. And so the second act, when I saw it, it moved faster for me. It didn't know the accents and the portrayal of those and the storytelling of that didn't annoy me as much, but I just felt the first part was a little more richer. But I was glad to know, I was like, okay, I didn't realize how hard a struggle that is. And they say nobody's an overnight success or anything. Mm-hmm. And I think it was really wise because some of the songs like Proud Mary, which, mm-hmm. pivotal Tina Turner song, it comes at a point in the musical that's really kind of a dark point, but everybody wants to cheer that song. And yes, I thought the way
they do it nice and rough.
Well, I thought that was an effective thing, but mm-hmm. and what they do at the end of the show is after the story is told, they do two more songs. One of them, of course, is Proud Mary, just as like musical performance.
Right.
Straight musical performance. So you can, you take kind of the darkness of where that comes in at the earlier part. Now you can kind of celebrate and have fun and do the moves.
Yeah, I was shaking my butt.
You were shaking your tail feathers?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not sure the performers. You were just mentioning they have two actresses that have to perform.
Yes, because
this role because it's such
so
a physically
energy.
yeah. Tina. And actually, there's one dance routine they recreate of hers, and they still can't match what those she and the iKids did. And there's a clip that's going around Instagram. I just saw it a few weeks ago. It's like, holy shit, look at these women. And it's like they're trying, and I know these women are performing every night, sometimes twice a night, but it's like, yeah, man, Tina was amazing.
Well, you didn't have Ike there to crack the whip.
Oh, you didn't. She was amazing regardless, but
yes.
So anyway,
they were all amazing.
Yeah. So I was surprised. The other thing I was surprised about, Tina was a devout Buddhist. It's a very
Well, she was later in life.
She was an SGI Buddhist, and I know quite a few SGI Buddhists. But so they have their chant that they do. Mm-hmm. That's all throughout the show, and that was really surprising to see this. But she gave her personal stamp of approval on this show, so that was such an important factor in her life that it was. In a way, I'm not surprised that it's throughout the show, but I can imagine some people like, in our very Christian kind of conservative nation, and people was like, we're doing that weird chanting stuff, but come on, it's fine.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I've been able to see a lot of different
lots
religions.
of lovely people who are part of that organization
Because one thing that a lot of people don't like, and that's the Nation of Islam. Mm-hmm. But I have to say, and if you
make
see
great bean pies, y'all.
Not only that,
sorry,
they are in the heat,
in the suits,
in a suit and a bow
looking
tie,
sharp,
no sweat.
No sweat. Yeah, there's
got to be something to that religion.
Well, anyway. Well, any final thoughts on Tina, the Tina Turner musical?
Go see it, and don't sleep on the little girl who actually
plays the little girl plays young Tina. Is awesome. She's amazing. There's a lot of great performances in here. I don't have the name of the actresses, sadly, that are on tour. It's currently touring. It's leaving LA tomorrow and going to San Diego and up until then. It's going a few places. So if you get a chance to catch it, check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments. But we are out.
We're out.
We are out like, I don't know. I forgot. I can't just turn it off from here. I got to reach.
Barney Rubble.
We are out like Ronald. Eat that cake, Adam. Oh, it's terrible. Bye.